Hi guys, welcome back to another scrapbook process video. Today I am going to be doing a 12 by 12 layout and using this paper and doing some mixed media in the background. So first I'm just going to trim the branding strip off of this piece of paper, and then I'm going to take my lightweight modeling paste and put the numbers that you're going to see here in a second with the stencil on the background. So I'm going to use the lightweight modeling paste because I really want the numbers to blend into the background and not be really obvious. And then I'm going to end up putting some color on top of this in here in a little bit. So you're going to kind of see how that looks. And I just really wanted to have a really subtle texture. And I think the color in the colors that I'm going to use is going to bring out kind of the dimension and stuff from these numbers that I'm putting down. So like I said, I'm just going to be putting down the numbers with the lightweight modeling paste first, and then I'm going to put a layer of gesso on top of this because I am going to be doing a lot of water mixed media coloring on the background, and I wanted to make sure that the paper would hold up. So the gesso is just going to go over the top. So there you can see it's very subtle, but it just gives a nice texture to the background. And here is where I'm going to take a dry baby wipe and some gesso and then just kind of smudge that around where I know I'm going to end up putting the color. So I'm just using a white gesso here, and like I said, oh, it's actually just a paper towel, not a baby wipe. So I'm just going to kind of smush that around. I didn't want a really thick coating on it, but I wanted to make sure I kind of got in the cracks and crevices of those numbers. And now I'm going to take my color brush markers from Zig, and they are a water-based marker, so you can add water to them and then they color just like if you're using a watercolor or some of those mists. So I'm just going to scribble it all around the background, and then I'm going to take my aqua brush and mush that color around, just adding lots of water and just really getting that color to flow and move around the page. So I'm going to end up using a couple different colors of the aqua brush, and I'm going to end up putting this whole part of the video in. I thought some people might be interested in seeing the whole process that I do here. If you are not as interested in this process, you can skip ahead a little bit in the video. Probably, let's see, you can probably skip to a little bit later in the video, maybe about 5 or so minutes in, 6 minutes in, if you don't want to watch all of this. I don't have the exact time on in front of me to see when you need to skip to. But if, like I said, if you're not interested, you can kind of skip forward a little bit, and then you can see me putting down the layers of paper and such if that's a little bit more interesting to you. But so anyway, I'm just using a couple different colors here. I'm using some greens and some blues mostly. I think that's the only colors I use on this, but these Zig color brush markers are really awesome. You can either blend them with themselves, excuse me, and so you can basically take them on a stamped image and then use the colors themselves, the brush themselves, to blend them together. Or if you want a lighter look, you can do what I'm doing here and use a water brush. So definitely a more bright or vibrant color, you can use them just with themselves and blend them together, or to use the watercolor. And again, I chose to use the watercolor here because I didn't really want an extremely dark background. I wanted to kind of blend in nicely, and I wanted them to mush together a little bit more. So they end up giving a little bit more lighter look because I didn't want it to be too heavy on the page and take too much priority on the page. I wanted the picture to still be the focal point. So I'm adding it in here and there, and later on I will add a little bit more in that top left corner. I think at the beginning I thought I was going to put some more embellishment clusters there in the top left, and I ended up doing some there a little bit, but it looked a little barren, so I did end up adding more. So I'm just kind of going through, sticking a little bit here, a little bit there until I get the color and the look that I want, and so that it's all over the background. And as I go, I'm just blotting it up with this paper towel so that it doesn't get too heavy or pool too much. And I'm going to add a little bit more of this darker blue. So I have like a green, an aqua, and then more of a royal blue to finish this off. And I just wanted this royal blue in a couple little spots. I didn't want it to be too prevalent, but I just wanted to brighten up the background. I felt that some of the other colors were kind of getting a little too muddy, and I wanted this blue to kind of just have a little pop of brightness to the background. And now you can kind of see, it's a little hard from the video, but you can kind of see how those letters are kind of standing out a little bit more because the color is kind of pooling in to the cracks and crevices of those numbers, and that's kind of what I want to look like. And again, I want it to be very subtle. I didn't want it to be too pronounced, but give just some extra texture and dimension to that background. So I think I'm finishing up here. Yeah, I'm just going to clean off my brush, and I believe I'm going to start working on the paper layers at this point. So I'm going to mount my photo on this royal blue kind of navy-ish color cardstock. I thought at first I was going to maybe put it all on the background, but then I decided no, I didn't want to use that as the background. So I'm just going to mount my photo, just a really thin border to separate the photo from the rest of the background. And a lot of times when you do either a white background or a white border or a dark border, it really helps to separate the photo from the background. So I recommend doing that if you feel like your photo is kind of falling into the background. This will really help make that pop. And you can see a couple minutes ago how I could put that on there, and it really made a big difference on the background. So now I'm just going to be playing with the different papers that I had out earlier to try to figure out kind of what I like and what it's going to look like together. And I do struggle with this or play with this quite a bit until I get what I want, but I end up really, really liking how it turned out in the end. So you're going to kind of see how I'm going to play with the different layers and color combinations to get something that I think looks good on this page. One of the papers had a cut apart sheet, so I'm going to use that noted for my journaling, and you'll see at the very end where I journal. So now I'm just going to start playing with these, trying to figure out kind of where everything should fit in and go. And the reason I used that number stencil is there was some number paper that you just saw, and that really kind of inspired me to get that on the background. So that's kind of where I got that from. And the numbers, all the stuff came in the Scraptastic, one of the Scraptastic kits, and the number stencil also did. If you order 2 kits in a row, I think it is, you get a free gift. And right now they've been doing a lot of stencils. This kit is from quite some time ago, but as far as I know, they're still doing the stencils. So that's kind of a nice thing to get, like a little free gift with your order. And unfortunately, I had to cancel my Scraptastic subscription. I've been trying to save up some money and things like that, so I ended up canceling all my scrapbooky kind of subscriptions. So I can use kind of stuff in my stash and do that. So for right now, I am on a strict crafty budget, not buying anything and trying just to use up what I have. So I highly recommend that for anybody that's doing trying to save up some money. And if you have a bunch of stuff, go ahead and use it instead of keep buying new stuff. But if you are interested in signing up for a kit club, I really do like the Scraptastic Kit Club. They have a lot of great stuff, a lot of great options to choose from. Right now they're doing exclusive kits, so if you want something that's completely unique and not something that a bunch of other people have, the Scraptastic kits are the way to go because they have exclusive papers and die cuts and things. So I do recommend that kit company if you are interested in searching for a new kit. So here is where I was saying I needed to add a little bit more color. It was looking a little funny in that top left corner. So I'm just kind of taking the same colors that I used earlier and put them here in the top left corner to kind of blend that corner in with the rest of the background colors that I used. So that's that. Now I'm kind of satisfied with some of these layers. I'm going to look at my other die cuts and sticker sheets to try to find something else that I can put on here. So I'm going to use these little chevron arrows in the top left and the bottom right just to kind of draw your eye into the layout. Anytime you have an arrow or sticker or image with movement like an arrow, it kind of helps draw your eye to wherever you want the viewer to look. So if you're having problems with your layout and you're not the focal point is kind of getting missed, you can use arrows and things like that to kind of point to where you want the viewer to look. And that's also why the visual triangle that people talk about all the time is really important, because if you have things in areas of 3 that's pleasing to the eye, so that is a good thing to do too. If you're struggling with where to put things, you can kind of use a visual triangle. Here, I don't know if I quite have a visual triangle. I kind of just put things where I think they look good. I think a lot of times it does end up going into a visual type of triangle. I'm not sure, like I said, if I really achieve that here, but I do kind of like this overall look of the layout. So I'm happy with how it looks, and I feel that it brings enough attention to the photo, but also having the fun die cuts and clustering of the embellishments all over. So now I'm working on the sticker sheet. I am going to stick that word Saturday because we went on a Saturday to this event. And I'm looking to see here, I'm going to use that little smiley face speech bubble because I thought that was cute. So I'm going to add that there. That is from the, oh, is it Pebbles? That sticker sheet is from Pebbles. Again, that came in that same Scraptastic kit. It's got some great sayings and cute little phrases and stuff on it. The little chevron arrows that I used earlier are from Simple Stories. This is from Chili Bean Soup, maybe? And then this sheet, I cannot quite remember. Maybe My Mind's Eye. Oh no, I think it's, where is that? Authentique. This is from a die cut pack from Authentique. And I really like all the die cuts and things that we got in this kit because it really goes together, but they have just a slight different look or texture. Some of the stickers are more shiny like the Pebble stickers, and then the Authentique die cuts are a little bit more of a matte cardstock image. So I really like the different textures. So now I felt like I needed to use some more stamping or doing a little more embellishing here. So this is the stamp kit that came in the Scraptastic kit that you can actually buy separately. And I really, really loved the font and the sayings that came on this stamp set. I don't typically buy the stamp set because I'm really bad about using the stamps, but I absolutely love this one. So I'm going to use a couple different stamps from here using Night of Navy, I believe, ink. I'll show you in a little bit if I didn't already. And I'm going to stamp two phrases, awesome and the best. And I thought this worked really, really well with this layout. And I'm just using a piece of paper just to make sure, this is the first time using these stamps, making sure that it's going to stamp nice before I stamp it on my page. So I'm just going to ink it up and then smush that down. And I really, really, really like how this turned out. I think it really added a little pop and a little extra interest that I was looking for. And I just, like I said, I love this font. So yeah, Night of Navy is the stamp pad, and I'm using all Stampin' Up! Ink. That's typically the ink that I use. I really like Stampin' Up! Ink, especially since they changed their formulation a couple years ago. It works really well. So here is real red Stampin' Up! Ink. I'm going to put 3 hearts. So I am kind of using the visual triangle. I'm putting 3 of some things. So I'm going to use these little hearts. They're from an Allie Edwards stamp set. I can't remember which one, but a lot of our stamp sets have these hearts in them. So I'm stamping that in 3 different places. Again, just drawing your eye in, and I just really like how that turned out. So now to finish off the page, I am going to add little strips of paper because I felt that there was a little bit too much falling off the page, if you will. So I'm adding the little strips of paper to the top and the bottom. And I think that really helps even more to bring your eye in. So I'm going to do that. And then I think I might actually do a little bit more mixed media pen work because I felt like there was some missing. So I can't quite remember the order I did some of these things. So we're going to learn together. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my channel and liking all the videos. If you have any questions about anything while I'm doing the rest of this, if you have any questions about anything, just leave those in the comments below. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I hope that you will. If you want to, just subscribe to my channel. If you have anything else that you want to talk about, let me know. And the other social media links like Facebook and Instagram and all that are in the bottom description section. So if you would like to follow me there, that'd be great. So now I'm just finishing this off by adding the title here, Shelby Fest. I love those stickers. They're so cute. And I think that's the first time I might have used them. The last thing I'm going to do on this page is put my date stamp and do my journaling. And then I will show you some close-up pictures and things of the layout. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate all of your comments and everything that you've done as far as commenting and giving me thumbs up on my channel. And like I said, I guess I will talk to you guys soon and enjoy the rest of the little pieces that are left and talk to you later. Bye.